guys, it's Kate. Welcome to Covert Narcissist 101. Thank you for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, please do. Don't forget to like and share. And thank you guys so much for subscribing as well. Guys, today's topic is explaining the new supply rotation to the children. Explaining the new supply rotation to the children. The revolving door of new people that show up in the kids' life. Every 2 weeks, every 6 months, every 3 months, every year, 2 years, there's people constantly showing up. And sometimes, maybe they get married or whatever, and the kids are still exposed to them doing the side things that they're doing with other people. So how do you explain this to the kids? The covert narcissist might accuse you of cheating, or you're married or whatever. They accuse you of cheating, and then the relationship is over. But they are the ones that end up overnight with somebody. And when they end up with somebody, there's no introduction to the person like normal people would do. When you start the new relationship, you start easing the kids in. This is the person, this is my friend, or whatever. This is this, and it goes on for a while before you have any kind of before it being serious. No, with a covert narcissist is bam, they're living together. That's how the kids find out. In my own situation, that's how the kids knew that was somebody else, is they went over there to visit, and then just I think it's a couple of weeks or whatever into everything is fine now, and they go in to visit, and then there's somebody that lives there. That's it. Oh, this person live with us now, and that's how it is. So there's no easing in for the covert narcissist, because at that point they have never really cared about the kids. It doesn't matter. So while you or emotionally healthy person will understand the need to slowly introduce a new person, especially if you just left where you're coming from, to the kids, the covert narcissists can't look beyond themselves to consider the feelings of the kids. They don't see them, unless they need supply, So what you see might happen here is that the kids might equate this, as as a explanation of value, or what is the word I'm looking for here? The kids might look at this as how they are valued in front of for the covert, how the covert narcissist value them. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We already know when you eventually find out, you realize that they don't really care. But the kids, this is how the kids will see this, which is this person is over here. Like, for example, my son made a comment around the time they found out that he said, how can one person replace two kids? And you have to remember, this is somebody that hasn't really had time for the kids. And usually that's how it is with covert narcissists. They don't really have time for the children unless they're fake being their friend. And when they start the parental alienation and all that, they never really genuinely have time for the children. So immediately the relationship ends, they jump into another person. So the kids would feel like, wait a minute, and even if they were playing friends with them, or being, pretend to be their friends, it's still the same thing. It's like, okay, how come, this person shoved in our face now? So it will reflect on how they value themselves. Like, I guess we're not worth that much for, there's already a new person, what about us? And that's how the kids will view this. Like my son said, how can one person replace two kids? Why? Because of the quickness of the whole jumping into the new supply without any introduction. That's it. There's no easing in. There's no introduction. Nothing. It's like, this is who this lives with us now. Deal with it. That's it. So you see, the kids might take this as how a reflection of how their value is, what the covert narcissist is. We already know. But, that's how they look at it. So when this happens, how do you tell the kids, okay, don't internalize this. This isn't about you, because it really isn't about you. So it's like what I told my kids when this was happening is I told them, I said, some people can't have to be with somebody. They can't function alone. They don't know how to function on their own. It's kind of like a football player that won't play the game unless they have cheerleaders. They have to have cheerleaders before they play the game. That's how I know it sounds ridiculous, considering that the game is the game and the cheerleaders are the cheerleaders. Okay, but some people need the cheerleaders to come out of the locker room to play the game. And that's the covert narcissist. It has absolutely nothing to do with you or where they're coming from. No, it's the fact that they cannot function without other people running around them. That's why they have people running in and out, you know, of their life. That's how you see new faces coming in, every 6 months, every year, you know, to because they need more cheerleaders, and then they get tired, of the each cheerleader and move to the next one. They need the constant new. It has to be new all the time. So if they knew that they get out of the, this group of cheerleaders over here, they're hopping into the next one, because without those people around, they can't function as a human being. They cannot, play the game. They need all these people around to come out to play the game. And you avoid using the word narcissist, because you can't really label them. That will say, yeah, this is a narcissist or whatever. I mean, we already know what it is, but I stay away from telling the children this is who this person is or this is what it's called. Okay, you let them when they get older, they'll figure this out and put two and two together. But that's how I explained that before. The kids will internalize the constant rotation of the new supply in the narcissist life as their issue, or that's how much those people value them. We know that. We know that they don't care. But instead, you have the kids start feeling that way. You let them know this is not your fault. This is not about you. This is a case of somebody that cannot function. They can't get out of the bed. They can't interact with people, other people, by themselves. They need other people to surround them, to cheer them up all the time, 24/7, for them to come out and function, to exist like other people do. And this is not reflection on you or your value. All right, guys, get a hold of your mind, and everything's falling into